What's up with you? I hope I meet all of you well. Welcome to my tutorial for today. But today we are not doing anything fresh. This tutorial is as a result of so many questions regarding the way I joined this skirt. Okay, so I've taken my time to buy a brown paper, and I'll be repeating it on top of the brown paper for everybody to understand better. Okay, now what you see here is exactly what we had on our skirt earlier on. This is my 1 inch away from the midpoint. This is 1 inch away from the midpoint also. On each side you have 1 inch away from the midpoint. Okay, now I started joining from the lower part because it's easier to join from the lower part, and this is how I joined it. The essence is just for you to see the way I joined it, so please, I crave your indulgence. I have here 2 colors of paper for easy understanding. Now these broken lines serve as your seam line. You can see it is on all the pieces I have here. They are now the seam line or the stitch line. You also have it on this other paper. Okay, I may not be covering the whole of the paper because it's not useful. I only needed you to see the way I did the joining, since a lot of people didn't understand it. Now you see our fabric is on fold, our paper is on fold. So it is assumed that if this were to be our material, that we have already made our stitch here. That's why I drew these broken lines here. I hope you understand this part. Okay, like I said, it is on fold. So this is the folded part, and this one is the stitched part. Okay, now in joining, you make sure that this tip gets to this place. There is no problem if you extend more, but there is no need for it to extend more. I will skip this one and start from here. So you place like this. Okay, and then we place the black. Now if you get it correctly, if you get the placement correctly, these 2 places will intersect at the midpoint. I hope you get me. If you got it accurately, this V will fall exactly at the midpoint. Okay, so this is how you do the first one. You sew here. Okay, and then you place this one and sew. Preferably you can do the placing first, use your pin to hold it firm before you start sewing. But it's important that I let you know that while I was joining, I was attaching those ones on the skirt. I started from the lower part. Okay, I pray this thing works out. Okay, now we have the first this way. We now go over to the second one again, making sure that this tip gets to this point. You see this line cut across the midpoint to the 1 inch away from the midpoint on the other side. Okay, so the second is like this. I hope you see it. So the second is this way. The reason I always place this one first is to make sure I get it accurately. Okay, now again, if you get it, this must fall on the same line with the midpoint. Okay, you pin, You continue again. I hope you are seeing it. You pin. The essence of this line is just to serve as a guide. So you just continue this way. And if you cut enough fabric, you shouldn't have any problem with the joining. I hope you are seeing it. So each one you put, you sew before you put the next one, like this. You place this one, you sew it against your fabric, okay? Then you place the other one, and you also sew it. I hope you are following. So you have to continue like this until you have closed up all of the spaces on your skirt block. You be careful because as you move, you may be tempted to move away. You just make sure that this center, you are following it. Just make sure. Like I said, I am not doing it to cover the whole of the paper. I only needed to do it so that people who didn't understand what I did with my fabric will understand this one. And I really hope this time everybody follows along. I'm really sorry if there was a little bit of confusion with the other one. I hope with this now, you can understand it much more better. I hope you can see it now. But just make sure that this place is not coming out too. It doesn't have to come out. So you push it in very, very well. Okay? You just make sure it is well tucked in. Okay? I really hope you now understand exactly what I did on this skirt. Now when you get to the upper part, all you need to do is to put your band. If you follow the lines you made, it's not going to be any problem to you at all. Again, you can choose to finish the hemline. You can choose to fold the hemline before you begin to attach all these ones. It is still okay. But if you feel you can still maneuver this, after you can maneuver this before folding your hemline, it is still okay. Whichever works for you. Now when you finish this one, you trim out the excesses. That was basically what I did on the skirt block. I really hope you understand this better. Thank you very much. I love you all. Stay safe and take very good care of yourself. And most importantly, be kind and nice to people. Bye.